Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hello. It is so nice to be with you on this Erev Shabbat. I think it's the coolest day of the year. It's like the winter. It's Florida winter. I had to shovel out my car this morning. It was crazy. Did you have to shovel out your car this morning?
Yeah, all that sand.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was like I woke up and it was like 50 something, and I thought, is it 50 something degrees in Florida? It was really cold for a minute.
For a minute,
and now it's whatever. Although if you go outside, it's kind of breezy. Not that I've been outside for that long, but yeah, it's like I think tonight's going to be the coolest night in Florida. Really, that's all we wanted to share with you tonight, was to tell you that it was the coolest night.
Shabbat Shalom.
And that's it. Thank you for coming to our service. And I think you'd be thrilled, by the way, because it'd be the shortest service of all time, and people would be like, we're coming back. This was the best place ever. That's Cantor Muchnick over there. I'm Rabbi Keller. We are, like I said, thrilled to be with you on this Erev Shabbat. There are so many amazing things going on this awesome Shabbat. First of all, it's the Sabbath. It just started. Our sun went down. We're so happy about that. We get these 25 hours of relaxation and reflection and recharging. So love that. And it is Shabbat Shirah this week. So every week in the Torah, in our text, we have a new Torah portion. This week, the Torah portion is called Beshalach, and in Beshalach is the song of the sea, of the parting of the Red Sea in the book of Exodus, and so it is often known as Shabbat Shirah, which means what? What does that mean, Cantor?
Shabbat of song.
Shabbat of song. So we're going to surprise you, and I'm going to sing everything. And Cantor Muchnick is just going to stand there. No. People are like, no, please. No.
They're my loyal listeners.
Please make the Sabbath sweet and let Cantor Muchnick sing all the beautiful music. So that is Shabbat Shirah. Also, on this wonderful Shabbat, we are connected to this beautiful long weekend of MLK weekend, and reflecting on MLK weekend. And as we do with our brothers and sisters and our family with Ebenezer Baptist Church, we are going to be celebrating this whole weekend. We are thrilled to have Pastor Brown here in our congregation. He'll be sharing some wonderful words with us a little bit later. And then we're going to continue in that weekend, and then all the way through Monday, by the way, starting at, I read it, I think at 8:30 at Ebenezer, right? 8:30 or 9 o'clock at Ebenezer. What is that? 10 o'clock. Yeah, so at 10 o'clock at Ebenezer, people will be able to gather and then march from Ebenezer to a little vicinity near Meisner for us to have our annual service. Not last year because of COVID. We still are amidst COVID, clearly, but we are still going to march on, and so we are going to be thrilled to continue that whole weekend of celebration together, of freedom and of justice. So lots of things going on, including tonight and tomorrow. We get to also celebrate Isaac.
Who?
Isaac? Is his name Isaac?
Oh,
Yeah, Isaac Litvak, right? He's like sitting right over here. He'll become bar mitzvah tomorrow, 4:45 p.m. in this very room. So if you wish to just stay, you can, because the two of us might just stay. So lots of wonderful things going on this Shabbat. Celebrations and music and the Sabbath and Isaac becoming a bar mitzvah, our celebration of freedom and justice and righteousness. So all kinds of really
And Rabbi, it's also Sunday night is Tu B'Shvat.
Oh, and on Sunday, yes, Sunday evening into Monday is Tu B'Shvat. It's the birthday of the trees, so make sure to have some fruit and to plant a tree. It is a really wonderful weekend here just at CBI and in general. Yeah, thank you for Tu B'Shvat. Yeah, that's right. Tu B'Shvat. Thanks. Okay. Those of you on the live stream, hello. We are thrilled that you're here as well. You can follow along with us throughout our whole service. You can chant along and pray along and read along if you would like to follow along in our prayer book. you can do so. Go to cbiboca.org, cbiboca.org, top left corner. You're going to hit menu, and then scroll down a bit. It says services, and then hit services, and then scroll down a little further. There'll be a beautiful picture of our cantor. And next to that picture, there'll be a button that says virtual prayer book, and then you can pray along and chant with us and be part of our service. Same instructions, by the way, if you are a part of the Litvak family and you're going to be joining us tomorrow on the live stream and you're taking notes right now, same way for you to get on a live stream tomorrow and be able to watch our service tomorrow. So we'll re-mention it tomorrow. I think that was a lot of instructions and a lot of information. What do you think, Cantor Muchnick?
I think they got it all.
I think we got it all. We are going to bring in the Sabbath officially. The sun is down, but we're going to continue to do so, bringing in Shabbat with lighting our Shabbat candles and then tasting the sweet wine for Kiddush. So in our prayer books, we're on page 2. Page 2, and in honor of Isaac, we are going to invite Isaac up to join us. We're also going to invite Mark Kunin and Stephen Litvak and Daniela Kunin and Nancy Litvak to join us on the Bima. Kiddush, Mark and Stephen, and lighting our Shabbat candles, Daniela and Nancy. Come all the way up here.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue bringing in the presence and sweetness of Shabbat with Kiddush, which can be found on page 5, and will be officially led by our Bar Mitzvah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher gishan mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hilanu zikaro l'maaseh v'reishi kihu yom tehila l'mikrei kodesh zeher le'etziyah Mizrayim, Givanu v'harta, ve'atanu Nukidasha Mikohami the Shabbat Kodsheha the Hava Uvratzot Inhaltanu Baruch Adonai Mikadesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Yay.
We are going to continue to move into our Shabbat service, heading into Kabbalat Shabbat, into the bringing and connecting with the Shabbat bride on this fine evening of Shabbat. Shirul Adonai, Psalm 96 on page 13.
Shirul Adonai kol haaretz. Shirul Adonai shir chadash. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz. Shirul Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz. Shirul Adonai shir chadash. Shirul Adonai kol haaretz. Shirul Adonai shir chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
As you'll hear, not just in our section of Kabbalat Shabbat of bringing in the Shabbat bride, but throughout our whole service, we're going to have some extra upbeat live music connecting us to Shabbat and to Shabbat Shirah, this special Sabbath of song that falls for us on this wonderful Shabbat. So we're going to continue celebrating the bride with the words of Lecha Dodi on page 20 and 21. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. So page 20 and 21, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. On the 9th paragraph, we're going to stand and face the door to welcome in the Shabbat bride. Here we go, welcoming in with Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamu v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmiyanu el hameichad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemu tiferet v'helitchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh v'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri kiva orech kumi ori uri uri shidaberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
We stand and face the door. Welcome to the Shabbat bride.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'betzola toch emunei am segula. Boi chala lecha dodi mikrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi mikrat kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 lecha dodi mikra kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi mikra kahala b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Please be seated. We continue now with Chatzi Kaddish. That can be found on page 26.
Yitkadal ve'yitkadash shemei Rabba Be'olma divrach yirute ve'yamlich malchute Becha yechon u'vyom mechon u'chaye dechol beit Yisrael Ba'agala ba'agala u'vizman kari ve'imeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach Le'olam lol mehamaya Yitbarach ve'ishtabach Vitpar vitroma vitnaseh Ve'yitadar ve'yitale ve'yitalal Shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela Min kol berchata ve'shirata Tush bechata ve'nechemata Da'amiran be'olma ve'imeru. Amen.
We continue now with the call to worship, asking ourselves if we are awake, not just awake from perhaps a tired week, but awake and focused, awake and looking out into the world, awake and noticing what's happening around us in our community, what's happening around us in our world. And so we stand and continue with the Baruch Hu, page 28, with the words of Am I Awake?
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? And a lie, 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 and a lie, lie, lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed, le'olam ha'ed. La 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 la, la 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 la, 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 la 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 la.
We continue on page 33 at the bottom, where we will alternate paragraphs. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and living language that gives it form? Baruch Atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. 34:35.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
And you shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And these words which I command you this day, you shall take to heart. Teach them diligently to your children, and recite them at home and away, night and day. Bind them as a sign upon your hand, and a reminder above your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your homes and on your gates. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha nafshecha umeodecha. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind.
A thank you to my colleague, Rabbi Zoe Klein Miles, for this. At the shores of the sea, Egyptians closing in behind us, the water in front of you, which is more frightening, the sword or the fact that you can't swim? God, with a crash, splits the sea. The people are rushing across. Air is so cool, tingling froth. You run your fingers through the walls of water, feel its electricity, and you can't help but slip your hand in. And then you stop. You are the only one to do so. And you put your face into the wall of water. You see translucent waves of sea life, fish darting, glinting colors, fluorescent, jellyfish that radiate. A dolphin darts past, and on impulse, you reach out and grab its tail and whoosh! Zoom through the water. As you zip through that water, The years roll off of you. You found the mountain, the fountain, the moment of youth. Every pore is cleansed. Every stain is removed. Every fear is dissolved. In layers, it peels off of you. And the moment you remember that you have to breathe, the dolphin shoots up in the air. And you take the deepest breath you've ever taken. Your lungs like sails on a giant ship. And again, that dolphin dives and leaps and dives and leaps. And the Egyptians put down their weapons. And the Israelites, on the other side, silence their timbrels midair as they turn to you and see you flying above the waves, shouting, "Whee! Whee!" You've never felt so alive, soaring above the sea. Whee! That is what freedom is all about. And we continue with our song of freedom, our song of redemption, Micha Mocha, on page 40.
And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every thread and every strand she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit as dances towards the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance all night. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long.
How come no one was dancing? That was
I can't dance, sing, and play.
that was the big dance number.
That was everyone else's job.
That
to
was
start
it.
dancing.
That was the dancing was supposed to. No one was dancing at all.
Did you pass out the timbrels?
Oh, I forgot the
That's
timbrels. I
problem.
was just You know what? They're right under. Oh no, they're not here. No, we don't have them. I was doing a little.
Do you want to pass them out? I could do it again.
Yeah, we could do it. We could do it again.
All right, you pass out the
we could
timbrels
see. I'm going to go
first.
run and get the timbrels.
Okay.
And then I think we have some timbrels in the office. Do you want to run to the office and get the No. All right. Next time, though, we're going to have some dancing
And timbrels.
and timbrels. It's probably COVID issues also intermingling with the timbrels. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. We're going to continue with the Amidah. That is on page 46. And together we stand.
Adonai, sifatai tiftachu fia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevii Geulah Livnei Bneihem, Le'man Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham V'Ezrat Sarah, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts, and meditations, beginning here on page 52 through page 62. When you're finished, please be seated.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tahasim le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tahasim le'olam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha tahasim le'olam. V'tol beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך ועל כל יושבי תבל. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
We are very, very honored to have Pastor Brown here with us in our congregation. He is a native Floridian. Any others? Yeah, me. Yeah, awesome. There are like 4 of us in here. Yes, native Floridians. That's why it was cold earlier. Excellent. Raised and baptized here, right? And also in Florida. Excellent. He has a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. He's working on a doctoral degree, which is amazing. He's currently clearly the pastor of Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church. He's been in the ministry for 27 years. We are lucky to call him a good friend here at Congregation B'nai Israel. To him, his family, to his wife Wanda, and to all of your congregants who are joining us also, and just in general, our communal brotherhood and sisterhood that we are blessed to have shared for many, many years with Ebenezer and here at CBI. And so it is our honor to have you come and share some words with us on this beautiful influx of beautiful things happening for all of us on this weekend. Please join us.
Good evening, everyone. I think I have everything turned on here. Well, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here. And you know how it is sometimes when you prepare, supposedly, and someone steals your thunder. Well, the rabbi has already preached my sermon when he said, free, we're free. So that's what this is about. That's what this is about. I won't be before you long. Thank all of you for inviting me. It is indeed an honor and a privilege and a pleasure because, as Rabbi said, we have a long-standing relationship with B'nai Israel. And I thank you so much because I've only been at Ebenezer for 2.5 years, but you have adopted me as a son and a friend and as a brother. And I thank God for our relationship. So I won't be long, but I do want to share a few words because truly, we have a lot in common. I'd like to read an excerpt from Exodus 12. And it reads as such: "And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptian jewels and silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required. And they spoiled the Egyptians. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot, and were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth out of Egypt. For it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry. Neither had they prepared for themselves any victuals. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel, who dwelt in Egypt, was 430 years. And it came to pass, the end of 430 years, even the same day, it came to pass that all the hosts of the Lord went out from the land of Egypt." If I had just a few moments to share with you from the topic, it would be titled, "Delayed but Not Denied." Delayed but not denied. This portion of Scripture speaks volume when it comes to being patient, which is one of the things that our congregation have in common. We, the Afro-Americans, have had to endure vexations of the worst kind, much like the children of Israel. But through our faith and the promises of God, we realize that victory might have been delayed, but it wasn't denied. And we here tonight are proof of that fact. I must admit, it wasn't until I actually became the pastor of Ebenezer Missionary Baptist Church that I began to be aware of the closeness of the bond that we share. Our paths have crossed. Destiny has crushed with each other, and victory has been won, even though we are still battling. The words of Moses and the words of Dr. King echoes in the archives of our hearts. Like Moses, Dr. King didn't get to see the promised land. But tonight, we rejoice and celebrate the power and the promises of God. Yes, delayed but not denied. The beauty of scriptures is we as people can find love and fellowship in a world that's determined not to see God's people come together. Here we see the Israelites not only coming from under the stronghold of the taskmaster, but many others of different nationalities being delivered as well. And not only did they come out of Egypt, but they came out wealthy. They came out for all of the years of turmoil that they had to endure, for all of the years of not having wages. They came out with jewels. They came out with riches from the hand of those that was inflicting pain upon them. Delayed but not denied. We celebrate the unity and the spirit of peace and love. And I say this from my heart. I truly believe we haven't seen the best yet. I truly believe that there's still more work. Yes, I believe that there's more work to be done. But I also believe that there's others that's looking to see how we treat each other. I believe that there's others looking to see how we worship together. Moses' words and Dr. King's dream is alive in each of us. As I was preparing and praying today, I went back and I looked over a lot of Dr. King's marches, read a lot. And what I must say is this: every time he was marching, there were some brothers on his arms that didn't look like him. There were some brothers, and I say brothers, on his arm that supported his goal. There were some brothers on his arm that walked with him, shared with him, cried with him, prayed with him, but yet they continued to march. And there was many brothers that was beaten, along with many of those that marched with Dr. King. There were many of those that was thrown in jail, along with many of those that marched with Dr. King. Rabbi Haskell was on his arm, walking with Dr. King. And the brothers, the rabbi, they came and supported, called him and said, what can we do to help further the cause? I came here tonight to let you know that the cause is still alive. The promises of God still stand. The dream have not yet come fully to pass. But as Dr. King said, a check has been written and the promissory note shall be cashed. As he said, I may not get to the mountaintop with you, but I already seen the promised land. As all of the Israelites came out of Egypt, walking hand in hand, arm in arm, headed towards the promised land. As they stood there and saw the Red Sea parted, and God made dry land for them to walk on to freedom. Whee! Whee! Freedom, freedom. Yes, yes. The promise delayed, but not denied. And I stand here tonight challenging you, challenging myself, Ebenezer's congregation, that not only do we allow any brothers and sisters to walk on arm in arm alone, that we join in, that we continue to do what God has called us to do. And that is to be brothers and sisters, to love one another, to worship one another, to have faith in the one that sits high and looks low. Because one thing we must always understand, that God's word will always shine in a dark place. God's word will always shine in a dark place. And the Bible that I read and the Bible that you read tells us that there's nothing too hard for God. There's nothing too hard for God. And as long as we walk arm in arm, Rabbi, as long as we walk arm in arm, hand in hand, praying for one another, locked arms, we can say what everybody said: free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. God bless your hearts.
Never denied. You're right. And we can do it together. We'll do it together. As long as we continue to do it like this and do it together and share in these moments, we can do it. Thank you for beautiful, inspiring, important, powerful, necessary words for us to hear. Not just now, but necessary words we have to hear all the time. We'll talk about this, I think, all weekend, that MLK Weekend reminds us of MLK Weekend, but MLK and MLK Weekend, what it stands for, needs to be in our hearts every day, all day, and not just on this one day that we remember MLK. So thank you. Thank you for those beautiful words. We're going to take those blessings and those thoughts and that spirit and that connection shared so beautifully by Pastor Brown, all those feelings and emotions and all those thoughts and all those prayers. And we are going to channel them and to send them the way of our community who might be in need of healing, physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. We think of Chava, Leah, Bat Esther, Gary, Bandel, Lillian, Bichelle, Sloan Caston, Brian Church, Karen Coles, Chuck Curry, Casey Daskell, Mark Davis, John Day, Jaden Deal, Jill Gottlieb, Judith Dratler, Margot Engel, Bobby Fitchman, Herbert Fitchman, Stuart Fruman, Sarah Tzipora Bat Malka, Martin Edelman, Chava Reina Bat Esther, Ellen Hedrick, Larry Horn, Paulette Howard, Stan Jacobson, Ira Kafka, Shirley Kafka, Gary Kane, Michelle Kingen, Esther Rhoda, Kaufman, Stuart Kruger, Gloria Land, Rochelle Liebman, Michael Medoff, Linda Greenblatt Neuwirth, Arnold Plotsky, Gloria Plotsky, Elliot Porwich, Mark Rosenberg, Lexi Schlessenberg, Jason Seidman, David Schwartz, Diane Spiro, Gloria Spiro, Barbara Weiss. To those names, we had any names that you would like to add at this time, who you think may be in need of some healing of mind, body, spirit, or soul. Mishaberach, or healing blessing 253.
And let us say, Amen.
Some announcements for us on this Erev Shabbat. First of all, tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. will be our Shacharit, our morning service with Torah study. That will be on Zoom, so you can join us if you'd like. We'll be talking about Beshalach, the Song of the Sea. Maybe we'll do some wee during our service. 8:30. We might need a little wee at 8:30 to wake us up. So maybe we'll doing some wee. That's how we'll start our services tomorrow. So join us for that. That's on Zoom. Then 4:45 tomorrow, as a reminder, once again, Isaac, becoming a bar mitzvah here, Congregation B'nai Israel, in this very room. Maybe we'll get him to do a little wee. Different Torah portion, though, but maybe we'll have him do a little wee. He's talking about the 10 Commandments. Commandments. Tomorrow. Did you hear the echo?
No.
Okay. No? All right, great. That's tomorrow. And then Monday is going to be our celebration, our commemoration, our connection with MLK Day with our brothers and sisters. BRCA, what does it stand for? The Boca Raton Interfaith Clergy Association. Yes, I got it. We'll be having a wonderful morning/afternoon if you'd like to join us. So we'll be starting the march from Ebenezer Baptist at 10. Oh, good. There's some information. 10 a.m. And then we'll be marching from there to a section in Meisner where we're going to have a beautiful program with speakers and some music commemorating and connecting with the life of Martin Luther King Jr. So please join us. And then afterwards there's carnival-ish type things and games and all this other cool things in town if you want to join us. It's nice and safe because it's outside. So we'll be able to congregate and to be together. So that's all on Monday. I believe there are like 8 tickets left for Henry Winkler. So if you want to see Henry Winkler, there are very few tickets left. We're pretty much sold out for that. And then also coming up at the beginning of February, there'll be a 3-part series that I'll be teaching about women in the Bible. It's already class is filling up. We have like 20-something people already signed up for the class. So please join us. It's most likely going to be outside in the tent. And there might be a little food, a little libation, perhaps, for us to schmooze and talk. So that's, I believe, if I'm right, I should know the date. I think it's February 3rd for 3 weeks in a row. So we have that. We also have coming up
Purim.
Yes, so Purim is coming up
March 16th.
On the 16th.
And this year we will have music that will be set to classic rock and power ballads.
Yes.
So you don't want to miss that one.
For instance?
Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
Yes, Dead or Alive. Yeah, woo.
Bad English, Scandal, all the good stuff from the 80s.
Don't stop believing.
Journey.
Little Journey, yeah. So
Firehouse.
Yeah, it's gonna be rock. We're gonna be rocking out.
We will be.
We'll
Can't
be
wait to
rocking
see Rabbi Keller with hair.
It's gonna be amazing. Rabbi Keller can also not wait to see Rabbi Keller with hair. He's going to be very excited about that. Woo! I might
And then April.
Put it up. Yeah.
April is going to be a Disney Shabbat.
Disney Shabbat in April.
April 8th.
April 8th. In the month of Tishrei, we're going to have Rosh Hashanah.
And then 2 weeks after that, Passover.
Yeah, it's Passover. So we're done. We've got the whole year done for you all in one shot. Mazel tov, it's May. Great. We are going to begin to conclude our service. Aleinu can be found on page 282, and together we stand.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'nemar v'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
We transition now to our thoughts as we will momentarily recite Kadisha Tov Mourner's Kaddish. We mourn the passing of Ernie Tischler, father of our member Debbie Gittner, and we mention those in the period of Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period. Philip Siegel, Gary Sobel, Hai Gross, Esther Canterman, Corey Nahum. And our yortzites that occur for us this week: Neil Borg, Marshall Braunschweig, Nancy Klott, Samuel Klott, Leona Kortman, Dora Crown, Doris Diamond, Francis Dworkin, Isidore Fearing, Joyce Fearing, Margaret Fuldauer, Joseph Kammer, Alex Krimsky, Cy Nadell, Hyman Pearl, Isidore Reiner, Edith Rolnick, Edith Rothschild, Mildred Rudolph, Samuel Schwartz, Julius S. Silvers, Manny Skolnick, Ruben Sonnenstein, Winfried Stark, Howard Steicher, Joyce Wolper. To those names, we had any name that you would like to add at this time? Kadisha Tov Mourner's Kaddish can be found on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadas shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh, v'chai echon v'yom echon v'chai dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'mea, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei Kedusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemayim, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel as together, and we say, Amen. Please be seated. We are going to conclude our service on this Shabbat with the words of Shalom Aleichem, the words of peace for our community. That can be found on page 23.
24.
24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Hayom, Melech Malachei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Oachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Kadosh Baruch Hu, Barchuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Hayom, Melech Malachei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeitchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei
May God, who gives strength unto all of us, continue to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Of course, a special thank you to Pastor Brown for being here with us on this Shabbat, and for your congregants who have joined us here. I hope we have a chance to safely distance, say hello to each other. We are thrilled that you're here, and hope everyone has a lovely Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.